Hi, my name is Stephanie Bisordi with Bisordi Ranch and Vineyards. Today we're going to make bruschetta. First start with a nice tomato. I got these tomatoes from one of our friends, Harry Lyris. Our tomatoes were not doing so well because of the smoke and ash, so he gave me some so I could do this video. So thank you, Harry. Chop up the tomatoes. We're using larger bread today, so I use a larger chop on the tomatoes. I think it's better on larger bread if you have larger pieces of tomato, but it's up to you. So I'm saying we're just gonna chop it up. We already started a few tomatoes this morning before we started filming, just to get ahead of the time. So that's what we're doing here today. And we're gonna add the tomatoes to the bowl that we've already started. After we add the tomatoes, you can use as many as you like. Some fresh basil. The basil we picked from our garden this morning and washed it because it was pretty ashy from the smoke. And I like to chop the basil up a little more fine. That way it can circulate through the tomatoes, give it a better flavor. And then I like to crush about 2 cloves of garlic and then chop it. And then add that to the bruschetta. Depending on how much garlic you want to use, that's up to you. And then we add Parmesan cheese. All right, and then after the Parmesan cheese, you can add a little bit of pepper if you like. I like to add just a little bit. And then olive oil. This is from last year's olive oil press, Bisordi Ranch. Turned out really, really good. And then after that, mix it up so all the flavors can marinate for a little bit. And then let it sit, or you can put it in the refrigerator for a little while. I think the longer this sits, the better to get those flavors going. So I'm just gonna set it there. And then we're gonna do next is the bread. I like to use Franco-American because it's from our hometown and it's delicious. And you can slice it up as thick or as thin as you like, to do about 1/2-inch slices maybe. Also, if you don't want the larger bread, use baguette bread. We use that also. And then just chop your tomatoes up a little more fine than I did. Put the, I'll move this out of the way. Put the bread on a baking sheet and brush it with olive oil. If you don't want too much olive oil, you can also drizzle it on instead. Do both sides with the olive oil. I like to just do both sides at once. I think it saves a step than doing it when you're at the oven flipping the bread. Okay, after that, you put your oven on broil. I put it on broil on high, and then put it in the oven till both sides are toasted. Once both sides are toasted, you could take them out. And let me move this out of the way. out, put them on a nice tray. And then put the bruschetta omelet. You want to add some extra Parmesan cheese to the bread, you can, or pepper. And you have a nice bruschetta. That's it. Have a good day.